The Jim Joe Steve Show hotline, Earth Tones Chad's favorite karate belt color, and stand-up stories. All this week on Jim Joe Steve Show.
Here's a story about 20 years ago. Three bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot, Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hi friends, Joe Ram here. And welcome back to a tradition like no other. The Jim Joe Steve Show.
Oh, if we had the Masters music right now, that would be so awesome.
I think the intern could probably put that in the background.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can do it.
Good job,
Cool.
intern.
Yeah.
There it is.
Welcome back to another episode of our favorite show. With me are my two friends as usual. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Tell us. What's your name?
James.
Hello, James.
But you call me Jim.
I know. It's not the Jim James Steve Show.
You even fucked that up.
And to my right.
And I'm Stefan. I mean, Steve. I meant to say Esteban, and I said Stefan.
You remember?
Off the rails already.
I know,
Already,
here we
yeah.
go. But we do have a new phone number.
Oh,
We do have a phone number.
speaking of off the
And
rails.
we are trying to figure out what we're going to do with it, so we want you to call us and tell us. And the number is, grab a pen, write this down. We'll give you a second, or pause.
Or bring up the phone app in your phone.
Bring up the phone app. It's going to be 856, the JJSS.
The Jim Joe Steve Show.
The Jim Joe Steve
856.
856, because we're from New Jersey, and that's like a New Jersey area code, right?
I think that's the only one that had the JJSS available, but we're going to go with...
That was about to...
Perfect.
We tried to work on it for like weeks, and the best thing about it was that number was still available. Nobody wanted it.
Steve, tell them what they can do with that phone number.
You can call it and leave us a message, good, bad, or in between.
Anything at all.
Yeah, you can just say whatever
Got
you
something
want.
want to get off your chest?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want life
Speak
lessons
anonymously.
Yeah, you can speak it. Yep.
What are those called? Confessions?
Yep.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah,
But-
please nothing crazy.
Nothing
That's what
too
Joe,
crazy.
But Jim and I will listen to
Yeah.
it first, so you can say
We
whatever.
will filter that
you
out
can
for
say
Joe.
whatever you want.
And
so.
also to that phone number, send us your dick pics.
Because it goes to my cell phone.
Rip inbox.
Lots of dick pics.
Yeah. I don't. But it is turned off, so it only does voicemails.
If you feel like you want to create a Craigslist ad where you're giving away free pet cages, list that phone number as the contact point.
You did that to me.
I know. It was so good.
Joe would when him and I worked at the same cell phone store, he would put free things that I would be selling, like an aquarium or
The dog cage.
the dog cage,
The dog kennel
and
got
put
the
my
most.
phone number on Craigslist. And while I'm working, my phone would blow up with people calling me, and I have to keep telling them no, it's not.
Hey, you still got that dog kennel available?
I'm calling about the dog kennel, and then I had to end up being like, yeah, I sold it. Sorry, you're too late. And the best thing about it was then I had a list of possible suspects, so I had to weed my way through all the suspects, and I'm asking Joe who I think did it, and then it actually was him the whole time.
Help me solve this mystery, buddy.
I know. And then yep, but then you did it again.
But
And
that time.
I instantly know who it is, but it still takes a little bit because then you got to get in touch with the person to tell them to take it down, and they just keep sending. You just keep getting phone call after phone call after phone call because people love free shit.
And I would put in there, like, the best way to reach me is to call.
No text.
No text, no email.
Yep, just call.
Call for the
You
free
didn't
kennel.
do a gay ad? Did somebody on the beach trip, I feel like, did a gay ad?
I would always.
I think we talked about doing
Oh,
Well, see,
okay.
I would always. We would go to Secrets, and then your guys' friend JJ, he would. he would.
I don't even talk to that guy anymore.
He would. He'd be there, and I would say that I'm fresh out of a relationship,
All tatted up.
and I'm all I would describe what he's wearing, and then I would say I'm standing in the back of Secrets, and at Secrets they had like 8 billion screens, and they would run the ticker at the bottom, so everyone in the bar would see who it is, and then I would just watch.
Oh,
That's good. I work with we don't work together anymore, but we're in the same building still. My buddy Brad, and he started doing.
You ever not say "my buddy" in
No.
front of something?
Yes.
When?
If we're mortal enemies.
Well, yeah, but like if you said, it is tough to not say like "my buddy" or "my friend."
Yeah, no,
because
I
if you
don't
just
know.
say like this guy,
You're like my
This
friend
guy's-
Jason,
this coworker Steve. I want you to know we're on the level of friendship beyond coworkers.
Oh, okay.
I think
So
next
you
week
say
I might
buddy.
try to kiss him. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
well.
Take it to the next level.
oh,
Coming
okay.
at you, Brad. So, so
The tongue,
no, not on the
not a
not on,
floozy.
not on
a
the first
floozy.
kiss.
Not in his face.
So, he started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
And I
thought
thought you were
you
going to say Brazilian wax. Because all you wanted to say was spread those cheeks, didn't you, earlier? With that? That's all I wanted to say, and then it was just set up for that.
No, fighting.
Okay.
So we kind of got onto it
Like
because
capoeira, where they did the dancing.
no, not
thing?
Brazilian dance fighting, but I did ask him about that, and he has heard of it also. He told me a story where like somebody
watched-
told him about it, and he didn't think it was real, and then he watched like a YouTube video. And was
He should have watched the movie Only the Strong, which is all about a guy who does
like, Brazilian.
capoeira.
Dance yeah, not that.
Bung, dun, 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 dun.
So like I always
This is a song they always played with it. Bung, dun, dun, dun. There's like a
Very throaty song.
it looked like almost like a they would hit it against stuff. It was like it basically was a
drum.
no, a bow and arrow, like the bow part. And they would hit it up against something and be like bung, dun, dun, dun. I don't know. Maybe we'll find that Only the Strong theme song.
Intern, play it.
Intern's got
Making
some
your
work.
money's worth here.
So I learned about this because, as I mentioned last time or a couple weeks ago, Joey started wrestling, and Brad wrestled in high school. Started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu recently, and like I kind of make fun of him because I'm like, this like because they legitimately like at practice like they choke each other out
Because
like,
he's a grown
they'll-
man fighting young children. Is that
no, he's not pulling a Kramer. Not pulling a Kramer. No, like it's adults and they. Oh no, not that either. No, they fight and tap out and choke. Like he was like,
I mean, that's the only way
oh.
to practice, right? I mean, if that's how you're going to.
I know, but I make fun of him. Like this is the only thing that like makes you like reminds you you're alive, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. But doing
Did you
that,
tell him I did Nimpo?
that's exactly where I was
know
going
where you were
with this.
going. I knew that. Okay,
So,
I'm sorry.
I asked him if he had ever heard of this thing called Ninpo, and he hadn't.
I haven't either, so this will be exciting.
And this is what we're getting into. I'm a little sad that you picked up that that's where I was going with it.
I should have just bit my tongue.
But yeah, so Steve,
I love how the last couple episodes is just like
Shitting on
things
Steve.
talking about me.
well, it popped into my head. It's funny,
It's
and I
fine.
think we need to talk about it. So,
Ghost rape 1 week and then
so Brad looked it up because I explained it to him. I was like, well, it's basically the karate version of parkour. So it's karate walking, and I guess it's changed its
Gosh.
name. Have you heard of ninjutsu?
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like it changed its name, and that's what it's called.
So it
now.
was like a branch off of ninjutsu. Oh god,
It
damn
reminds me.
God damn it! Yeah, it was like it was like an offshoot of it.
That's so
It
defensive.
it sounds like something Dwight from The Office would do.
Oh,
absolutely.
100%. He'd be black belt so
Absolutely.
quickly. So tell us about the belt system. What belt were you in Ninpo?
Brown.
Is that high? I don't know.
Well, so you only went from there were only
Two.
there was only like 4, but then there's degrees of black belt. So it was like oh man, this is so embarrassing. So it was like a white.
Wait, so you signed up for this?
Yeah, you had a white belt, yellow belt. I did it for years.
This is
So
when
out of all the fighting,
well, this is when he was a vampire kid and he had to defend himself.
while walking,
No, you had to defend yourself. You had to be quick. You had to know how to do mushadari.
Was that
Well,
climbing a
No,
tree?
it's a move. It's a move.
What's the move?
I don't even. I feel like I don't even know you, Steven.
Oh yeah, I keep all this stuff inside. There was a white belt, yellow belt, brown belt, and black belt, and then there were degrees of black belt, like up to 5 degrees of black belt.
Well, how would
so-
you distinguish? Was it black belt with a white stripe,
It
blue
was-
stripe,
yeah,
or
you got,
something?
you got a piece of like electrical tape wrapped around the end of it, so you could.
How many days does it take you to get to be a 5th degree black belt? Is that,
Oh,
is that calculated
Days,
like weeks?
it's years, years. So the way, this is what.
Okay,
my-
can you back up for
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah,
slight
sure.
second? You guys went a little fast and lost me. So, what is it called?
Nimpo
Nimpo. So
Is it,
it
N-I-M or N?
and
At Ninpo. Right. Okay.
so that is fighting while walking.
No. It's just walking.
It's not
Oh.
walking.
No, I know.
I know.
It's running away.
I'm getting defensive.
Oh, okay, wait. So where do you
I really am getting defensive about it.
like just walking in a straight like down
No,
the
he's-
sidewalk
he's
or like
fucking with
jumping
you.
off of like knee walls?
It's like how to get up a tree quick.
Yeah, so we had to wear tabbies,
Abby's.
which basically made your foot look like a Ninja Turtle foot. So it had like one toe was here, and then your other toes.
But you
on
don't
the
wear
other
that
side.
on. So how do you practice that when you're not wearing that weird shoe?
You just
You
always
always
wear.
You always wear the weird
You
shoe.
won't know because you would do
God.
stuff. It was just like
It was
kind
a-
of like any karate class or like sports thing. You wear a uniform or
But you don't wear a gi if you're outside.
No.
Like it's a self-defense.
Not unless
So,
you're
no,
gonna get into a
so like
fight.
you would know the fighting stuff, but then like the other stuff that you do. So basically, what it is what you would do if you were gonna be like a real ninja. Like so we would have to like know how
to
to.
be quiet.
Yeah, you'd be quiet and
Did you get to throw ninja stars?
you would throw ninja stars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you would you would go out into the woods. And you could climb trees. You would like climb trees with like you'd have these hand like hook things, and you'd like run up trees and stuff. Like you would just see like you'd walk through the woods, and you see like 5 people like running up like 10-foot trees and stuff. And
What is the head guy called? Is he the sensei? Or
yeah, his name was just Rob. That was his name.
and he lived in his mom's basement.
Yeah,
He
no,
is
no.
definitely a sex offender.
No, but we practiced at an elementary school, like because he ended up getting like a dojo, and we would do stuff. But I
Is it
remember
like a strip mall dojo?
kinda, yeah.
We're all
so
strip mall
so there
dojos.
was,
I know.
you know, Kim's Karate. Do you guys remember Kim's Karate?
Oh yeah, nobody bothers me.
Yeah. So Kim's.
Oh, we gotta find that commercial and play it.
We would be like fuck Kim's Karate. And we would be-
Stand across the
yeah.
street
And then one day we had to like practice.
jump up a sign.
Yeah. So I will say. So when I went to get my brown belt, when I went to go do my brown belt test,
Oh yeah, what is the brown belt test?
no. So there was just you had to do different like, oh god, you had to do like different fighting techniques and things like that, and then
Like the rapid hand slap.
yeah.
Break-
It would be a lot of
Chop some
it would be
balsa wood.
It would be a lot of like grappling, like UFC stuff that you would do. I'm trying to I'm trying to make it.
Give us a straight dope. Don't
but-
spice it up.
But,
so
but
then-
were you wearing your two-toe shoes while you
Yeah,
were?
of course. I always wore my.
Was there
I
anything on the
wore-
bottom of that, or just covered the top?
They were like treads underneath, like.
Okay.
But,
Like a shoe.
yeah, just like a shoe.
Do you have any
yeah.
pictures of you in full uniform?
I'll try to. I
Oh,
don't probably not,
please,
but I
please.
can see if I can. I see if I can find any. But the I got my test. So I trained all summer with this other guy named his name was Larry, and I did his class like twice a week.
Nobody is named Larry as a youth. Was Larry a man?
Larry was
he was
born
a
with-
teacher. He was a teacher. He was actually my friend. He's actually my friend's brother. And he taught the class. So
Larry and Rob.
well, yeah. So Rob was the big guy. So he went off. He was like away, and then Larry taught the class like all summer, and then Rob came back.
Rob went to jail.
Yeah, maybe. Who
Did they
knows?
ever sell you for sex?
No. So they wouldn't do that. They were my nympho teachers.
Steve could get away.
We did all this tests, and then he was at the end.
We trained this one too well.
And then at the end, we were like all sitting in whatever, I forget what it was called. We're all sitting there at the end, and we did all our stuff, and then he says he goes up to me and then says, "All right."
You were so serious.
He walks up behind me and he says, he taps me on the shoulder and says, "Disappear." So I get up and run off into the woods and hide. So
Young man, you are ready.
what he meant, what I was supposed to do was go into like some kind of meditation thing where you like sit there and meditate. So I failed. I just got him. Just think about this, like, and then
Just scattered.
yeah. So he says it, and because I was like I was the head of like. So I just got up and ran into the woods and hid.
Did you,
and then,
did
and
you
then
always practice at like a middle school field?
Yeah. And then I remember I was like in the bushes.
They're never fun.
Looking back, and I see him go to like the next guy and do it, and then I see what he did, and I was just like, oh, I fucked up. And I knew I failed. Then I came out and I cried.
And I just had like this image in my head of like a Wes Anderson movie, like shooting this scene where it's like focused very tightly on you, the instruction. He taps you on the shoulder and he says, "Disappear," and then you just run out of the shot, and then the camera turns 90 degrees so you just sees you running.
He's just a small speck in the screen.
Just running
You see
away.
something scatter up a tree, some leaves
It was
fall.
so embarrassing after it was over, and then all my
Steve lost
the rest of the class.
all the respect.
Yeah, and then they were like everybody passed but Steve. And,
Please stay after class.
And Larry was just like, didn't expect that one. It's like he was the one I thought was gonna do it, but I failed.
So, was there ever combat?
Yeah, so we did tournaments and stuff like that. So I won a gold medal in
Nimbo?
in Nippo.
In the 40-yard dash.
We had a karate. We
Hide
entered
and
a
seek
karate
champion.
We entered a karate tournament. But oh god damn it! I won the gold medal in the long jump. Which not a long
Was this
jump.
a track and
Basically,
field
you
meet?
would run and dive over stuff. So I could dive over like 6 feet, and that's what it was. And then when we got to the combat one, I got knocked out in the second round. Joey would have beat me.
Was this your mid-20s?
No. I didn't drive.
Well, when did you start driving?
22. No, I think this was God, was this in high school? Yeah, it was in high school because I remember like, yeah, I was in high school.
Wow.
But I will say that the best thing I could do was I could run and do a front flip. Like I could just
Well, that's impressive.
That is very impressive.
and I could do a hand
And keep going, like land on your feet.
land on my feet and keep running, which was the coolest thing in the entire world that I could do.
Did you do that when you yelled "Apocalypto zigzag" and did front flips?
Yeah, I know.
All the cosplay
And I used to try to-
kids at our high school did front flips on the lawn. Like,
Yeah, it's
You still do it.
do you think you could still
No.
land one?
No, I could probably do a handspring.
I think I could do a handspring.
I can do a handspring. Well, I'm a lot heavier than you, so. And then I used to be able to do I don't know if I could do it now.
Go on your back and flip up. your
Yeah, I
feet.
used to be able to
I
do
could
all
do
that.
that.
I
I haven't tried that.
haven't done it in a long time.
Shit, 20 some years.
I've never done like a flip front or back off the diving board.
It doesn't surprise me.
And well, last summer, like Dave came to my pool and was like, I figured out how to do a flip, or maybe like I did a flip and I haven't done one in 20 years.
He didn't preface it. My buddy Dave.
He didn't say my buddy Dave.
So he's just an associate of yours.
Fuck Dave.
Is Dave the jiu-jitsu guy?
No, Dave, my buddy Dave.
Oh, okay, never mind. That Dave. I was like, wait a minute, wait.
See, because I didn't say my buddy Dave.
I know what Dave you're
You
talking
had
about.
no
Yeah.
idea what I was talking
right,
about.
All right, so we can't rip you anymore for this saying it.
Right. It has meaning. So
He didn't say my buddy. I didn't know. I was lost. I thought it was some random Dave.
so
Dave Coulier.
right, cut it out. So he was like, I did a front flip I did a flip off the diving board. I haven't done one in years. And I was like, I've never done one. Like, I wonder if I could do one. And sure as shit, I just started doing flips off the diving board, frontward and backward.
You just have to. You can do backwards.
Yeah.
I can't do.
See, I did backwards before I could do frontwards.
Yeah, I remember Nicole was trying to explain to me
Backwards is easier.
It is
Yeah,
easier,
yeah.
but it's just the commitment to doing
Yeah.
it. Like
Right.
I just
Try to knee yourself in the chin.
yeah.
Just don't succeed.
Doing a front flip is like I feel
It's scarier.
it's really see. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
backwards is scarier.
Oh no.
I always wanted. Have you guys ever done the thing off a diving board where you where you just jump off and then like your face goes towards the diving board, but
Like
you
a
jump,
swan dive or
you
something.
jump out. You
backwards.
jump out. You jump,
Yeah.
and so your face.
No.
Oh no,
That would be
you're
a
on the
cool
board
one.
like
That would be a
this.
cool one.
that's like a great,
Visual radio.
like a Gray Louganis. Is that his name? Where he hit his head?
No, that was
Great.
like
the Greg Louganis
like
hit
the
his head.
half gainer. Yeah, that was the thing. Like,
Where he
like
jumped
AIDS
up and
he
then
went in
and
the
did
pool.
did a backflip in the Olympics, but then hit his head on the diving board.
Yeah.
So that was the opposite of what we were talking about.
Did he die?
No, he just fucked
It was
his
just
jump up.
it was a big deal because I think if I'm getting the story correct, it was a big deal because I think he had AIDS and he bled in the pool.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
I got chlorine. Oh, it was back. They didn't know.
They didn't know. They were very
You ever-
terrified.
I don't.
I always-
don't know.
How when AIDS came out, like when you were younger, how did they teach you that AIDS? Like, how did AIDS
Sex and needles.
become?
Yeah.
Like, how was?
I mean, for a while
where did
it
AIDS
was
come from?
it-
That's what I'm
it was-
trying to say.
like Sanford. Oh, I mean, there was
I remember-
rumors like
so
an
what-
ape, like some dude,
A green monkey.
Yeah, like had sex with it.
Green monkey.
The green monkey of Africa.
Like
Somebody had
with-
sex with the monkey and it made AIDS.
Yeah, that's.
But a green monkey.
The green monkey of
I
Africa.
didn't hear a specific color.
Yeah.
of
I always
monkey.
remember it because my teacher. I was like a green monkey because green monkey was my
Your
favorite color.
your teacher actually said that. Like,
Remember the books? Remember the
Such
little
things as green monkeys?
Remember you would get those? Oh my gosh! And
Plastic?
something like that. It was like a 2-page little thing.
like a pamphlet.
Yeah, kind of like a pamphlet. And
They gave them out in school. How
yeah,
not
they
to
were
get AIDS,
like a page of like, a book,
don't
and
fuck
it's
the green
and on the back
monkey,
of
like-
it. And on the back of it was like AIDS came from a green monkey of Africa. You don't.
Huh. I mean,
No.
Well,
I
you-
heard a monkey. I don't think that
I'm
was
gonna have
taught.
I'm gonna have to fact check that, but
I think it was just for us, or for me, it was since gay people and drug addicts in San Francisco is where I'm like, that's just what it was. I don't.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal until all of a sudden. Then I think
I just was laughing.
whoever created AIDS, the conspiracy to kill off
the green monkey of Africa.
to kill off gay people, didn't account for bisexuality and drug addicts,
Yeah.
and that's how the pandemic started.
Epidemic. That's an epidemic.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. It's not funny, but you know,
Right.
and here we are. Well,
Cheers to 40 years.
switching topics, a little livelier now.
Oh, I was gonna bring up the picture of the green monkey, but I found it.
Please show the listeners the picture of the green monkey, Steve.
I just wanted to see if it would say it made AIDS.
I like Dave Chappelle's bit, how he says it could not have happened that way because you either fuck monkeys or you fuck people. You don't fuck a orangutan and then go out and get some pussy later.
I've never heard that. Was that one of the newer ones?
No, it was an older one.
That wasn't on Kill Me Softly.
It was either that one or his other big one. But it was definitely on one of his more popular ones.
Why do all comedy shows like always try to sound tough when they do their names of their comedy?
Oh, like Raw.
And then that's about the extent I have. But they're all like
Killing Him
like
Softly
down and
was-
out, and then like
Well, pick a better title.
kicking ass and taking name jokes on jokes.
Okay, well, point taken.
Steve Lambert.
Oh,
Damn it.
well, you did do a little stand up at one point, didn't you?
I did do
God,
stand up one time. Yeah,
Give us one quick joke from that bit.
I couldn't
Oh.
remember.
Even,
It basically
even
was this
comedians-
podcast. I will say it was just me telling like.
Like even real comedians hate when people do that.
Oh, I know.
Like tell
but
us
I
a
was
joke.
I was just, but he only did it one time.
Yeah.
I went
I didn't
to
know
I
you
went
did.
to
I didn't-
I went to
Yeah,
an
he
open
did,
mic
he did
night.
open mic night.
Really?
Yeah, at Magoobies.
Are you serious? You've never told me about that.
Yeah,
I've like
He hasn't. It's not. Steve doesn't tell many people that.
because I bombed so bad.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I just went by myself and I was like, I'm gonna try it, and I was like, you only get a couple minutes, so I was like, what's the worst I could do? And you get up there and you start like I just started talking about just the basically doing this podcast.
Crunchy liquor bottles.
Well, kind of like how like Dave Chappelle just tells jokes about tells
Stories.
stories.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do that bit, but I kept laughing at my own jokes. So you can't do that. You can't
Right.
sit up there and just laugh
Yeah.
at yourself, and you only have like 5 minutes. So I didn't. It was really bad, and I never did it again.
Well, also, like I think open mic nights, especially if it was on a weekday or something,
Yeah.
it's
It's like a
all
Thursday.
it's all comedians that are just trying out new material. So they're not gonna. You got to kill
It's
it
intimidating.
for you to
It's
get any
so
type of like good
yeah.
response because nobody wants to give you credit.
So one of Dylan's fraternity brothers, CJ, did stand up for a while. And it wouldn't surprise me if he still did it, but he used to do like a like comedy show in Canada, like one of the bars every once in a while, and he like said to me like, you should try that out. This you should try it. And I was like, oh, like I would love to. I don't know if I have the stones to do something like that, but so one day he calls me or like shoots me a text message or something like, I saw you signed up to do stand up like this Thursday. I was like, I definitely didn't do that. He was like, your name's on the list. I was like, I didn't put my name on the list, but I'll come if I can. I'm not going to do it, but maybe I'll come see you. I thought it was so bizarre. Like, how did my name get on this list? That
I mean, couldn't there be another Joe? I mean,
do you think
that does jokes.
I mean, no.
okay.
I mean, there's another Steve on Facebook, and him and I are friends. We have the same name, and we say happy birthday to each other.
Do you know him?
He listens to this podcast.
Are you
That's
serious?
awesome.
yeah.
What's up, the other Steve?
He's in New York.
Do you only know each other because you have the same name?
Yeah, that's we only know each other.
Who friended who?
He friended me. No, I don't know.
I'm going to
can't
go
remember.
out and look for other people with my name and just friend them and see what happens.
It's pretty funny because then you do the bit like, hey Steve, and then
Happy birthday,
How many
Steve.
times does that bit get done?
I think with every single person that has your same exact name.
Well, what's funny is there's a website that it slipped my mind. I should have wrote it down. That will track if you and another person start a song on Spotify at the same song at the exact same time.
So you can instantly it's like Tinder, but
in
it's
a weird way,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like just some random person in the world that just happened to listen to that song at the exact same moment in time. I think it's called like serendipity or something along that line. I don't think it's serendipity.com, but it's something along those lines.
That's pretty
I
funny.
thought it's kind of an interesting concept.
So
Somebody listened to Big Booty Hose at the same time as me.
So anyway, skip ahead. I did think about it for a while. Like, how did my name get on this list? And never figured it out. Fast forward, I don't know, a year, 2 years later, I was getting home when I lived in the city. I was getting home from work, and I was walking into my house, and I heard this honk behind me. It was a car that was driving by. It was Stefan. Do you remember Stefan?
Oh, yeah.
That I used to work with?
Yeah, dreadlocks.
No, he never had dreads.
Light
You
skin?
don't know him.
No, light skin, yeah.
light-
He had dreadlocks at one point.
Oh, he did, but long before I knew him.
I think that's when I worked with
Okay,
him.
all right. So, like he honks. I was like, oh hey, what's up? Like, because he had moved away. He like lived up in Pennsylvania.
Solid
And-
dude.
oh, great dude. Yes, definitely a great dude. A little weird sometimes, and we're gonna get into that right now. So
Is he the guy that locked himself out? Like when we parked at the Baltimore Arena, and then he left his car in there, and they closed the garage on him.
I don't know.
Okay, not that
I
guy.
don't know.
All right, never mind.
So
Sorry.
I was like, oh, I waved him to park. So he comes, he parks his car, pulls it over on the street, and like walks up, and we're talking for minutes. I was like, yeah.
And you haven't seen him for how
come
long?
inside. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years.
Oh, well, okay.
A couple of years, and he's we were talking for a while, and he's like, so, I've been kind of trying to like do stand up comedy. I was like, no kidding. He was like, yeah, like it's kind of going well. Good shows, bad shows. I started doing it under your name.
Shut up. I was just about to ask if he didn't.
I was like, what? He said, yeah, I really liked your name. I thought it would be like a good name for a stand-up guy, so I started doing comedy under your name. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Did you sign up for a stand-up or an open mic night in Canton a year or two ago? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, you didn't show up because I know the guy that was running it, and he called me.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty bizarre.
Oh, I couldn't make a joke right now, but I'm not going to.
Why? All right. Well, yeah, I think that's about time for us to call it for this Wednesday.
But
But
instead of calling it,
call in
why don't they call in
856 the JJSS.
the Jim Joe Steve Show, the JJSS?
Yep.
Anybody
Yeah.
know those numbers off the top of your head?
I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you the same thing if you could do it off the top of your head.
if you like quizzed me,
could do
in
it.
about 5 seconds. I could probably tell you.
Do you
843.
No, it's 856
8 4 3.
5577.
Yeah, 5577.
Man, this is tantalizing radio.
Well,
Well,
no,
think it's what
it's 856 843
exactly.
It's exactly what I just said.
5577.
Yeah.
Oh,
856 843 5577.
All right. I think people could probably remember just 856, the JJSS.
Do you remember when I lived with you
Yes.
and we would have races because you thought the T9 predictive text was faster than me doing like the tap each phone
That
number?
was every gosh, that thing where you would try to teach people how to do T9.
Well, but Jim and I would sit there and we would race because I swore that I could do like the tap method faster.
I mean, I don't particularly remember that, but
Do you know why? Because joking behind you tapped you on the shoulder. Disappear. All right.
Well,
who won?
Oh,
I mean,
man,
how
that
was-
was like the perfect ending right there. That was the perfect ending.
We can end it.
all right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you next week.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.